Cornell University, founded in 1865. Cornell Wrestling, founded in 1905. A university steeped in tradition, a wrestling program making history.
This season was a little bit different with having a lot of new faces in the crowd, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, so it was a little bit more of an up and down season than we've had the past couple of years. You know, we were really established and ranked really high throughout the year.
Came over here 24, 25, almost 25 years ago, you know, one of the first discussions I would have with the recruits is that Cornell, yes indeed, Cornell is a Division I wrestling program. And now I've got kids, not just kids, but great kids and great wrestlers wearing Cornell gear, but more importantly, desiring to go to Cornell University. And so that's probably the single greatest accomplishment.
You know, took some losses at the Grapple in the Garden in Oklahoma State and Missouri, and didn't place as high in Vegas and the scuffle as we have in the past, but still kind of came together at the end, won another Ivy title, won another Eastern title, and ended up being in the top 5 again for the 4th year in a row. So ended up much better.
Cornell's season started with a sold-out crowd at the Friedman Wrestling Center as they hosted the Binghamton Bearcats. Only the second day of the season, yet Cornell was already champions, New York State champions.
We're never going to have weaknesses. We're always going to have someone to step up and take the place. And this year, it wasn't just one or two. It was 3 or 4 guys battling consistently throughout the year. And that made it for a challenging year, but also a very exciting year this year, and really paved the way for a bright future, because all those kids except for Steve and Kyle are going to come back.
In an effort to find the best competition possible, Cornell beefed up its pre-winter break schedule to include 2 new dual competitions, the Journeyman Duels and the inaugural Grapple at the Garden, college wrestling's first ever event at the world's most famous arena.
With Missouri and Oklahoma State, we didn't fare well, but you know, it was a chance for our guys to see that competition, you know, that they might not have throughout our regular season. Our guys got a little bit of a taste of, you know, that atmosphere for some of our freshmen, like, you know, like Nashon and Duke and some of those younger guys, never got to wrestle in a venue like that. So it definitely prepared some of our kids for that big stage when we went to Iowa.
Second semester started, you know, right with a bang right away, as it does every year with the Southern Scuffle. We had some great matchups out there with Kyle and David Taylor and Bozak Ruth in the finals. From there, I mean, we went straight. We went to Lehigh, came back. We went down to Columbia Hofstra, Brown Harvard, traveled a lot second semester, out to national duels. So a lot of travel second semester.
The season is all a big process. Everything builds on the previous event, and we did a great job of just building all season long.
you have everyone saying that this is going to be a rebuilding year once again, but then we take 5th in the country, and then we have a guy that becomes arguably the best wrestler in the NCAA history. So it's been exciting, it's been fun, it's been a good trip.
The regular season ended in impressive fashion, with the whole team stepping up to honor their seniors with a dominant shutout of Bucknell.
All the seniors are actually really funny, which is awesome. None of them are too serious or too boring, which is sweet.
I just can't imagine, not having this group of guys with me throughout my career.
We had a good class. Started off with Bozak. I mean, he's always been there. Freshman year, we were cutting weight together every single day, and then he started picking up the pace. He started winning big matches, and he started wrestling really well, and that was pretty awesome.
And then Oni Snyder, I came in with it as a freshman, and he's like a brother to me, and it's really going to be a sad thing not seeing him every single day, but gotta move on sometime.
Pat Sullivan, I'd say probably one of the more harder working individuals I've met, and has been to every single thing we've ever done, every single practice, and has been there the fullest, and I really respect him for that. I'd say Hutch has a skill that not many people have. He's involved in a lot. He's an engineering student, he's a member of the wrestling team, he has a full-time girlfriend. I think he adds a special dynamic to our team to be able to support all those things.
Joe Stanzione, another great guy. He's a real role model for me personally. I really look up to everything that he does. He's always hardworking.
I think it's interesting to see Kyle grow as a wrestler and as a person. I think he's grown a lot, and he's brought his entire life to this team, and that's pretty special for someone to be able to say. I'd say Luke is one of the most genuine people I've ever witnessed.
His sarcasm has a way of making people laugh, and I think his laugh has a way of making people laugh too, so that's good.
The regular dual meet portion of the season brought with it an 8-1 record and more history as Cornell claimed its 11th straight Ivy League title. This wasn't just wrestling history, mind you. No Ivy League team in any sport had ever won 11 straight championships. Making the feat ever more impressive, Cornell hasn't suffered a single individual dual meet loss to any Ivy opponent throughout their decade plus at the top.
It's become quite a tradition, and I hope we keep it going.
Postseason began with a flourish as Cornell shut out Hofstra and edged Nebraska to win their regional and advance to the National Duels Final in Minnesota. Since the inception of the EIWA, the NCAA's oldest and most historic wrestling conference back in 1905, no team had won more than 6 consecutive tournament titles. Until now. Cornell's 7th conference crown brought with it 3 individual EIWA championships, as Nashawn Garrett, Kyle Dake, and Steve Bozak all finished atop the podium.
We had planned to go in and dominate as a team, but some things didn't work out like they should have. But as a team, we wrestled really well. I was really proud of the guys.
So at EIWAs, it was just about using what we had and using what we learned throughout the season, and the guys who maybe didn't do so well. Everybody mattered in the end.
4 straight years with a top 5 finish. This year, the Big Red descended upon Des Moines, Iowa with lofty goals and made a whole lot of history.
So NCAAs this year, obviously, some monumental things happened. You got Kyle Dake winning his 4th national title, 4 different weight classes, never redshirting. Something extraordinary, and one of the greatest feats in sports, I honestly believe.
9 straight years with 4 or more All-Americans.
We have a freshman All-American at 125, a huge highlight. Mike Neminger never makes it easy on himself. He goes out there and loses first round, wrestles 8 matches, and becomes a 2-time All-American.
this year at Nationals was something special. Unfortunately, it didn't come out on top, but I faced a lot of adversity this year, and to go and perform the way I did with that adversity is an accomplishment in itself.
We all thought we were going to come through the first round, everyone was going to win. We all thought we had matches that we were very capable of winning, and we lost every single match that we should have won. And then the next day, Nashon started off the day with a win over McDonough, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Nevy was ripping through the backsides. I started picking up the pace on points, and Bozak was doing his thing, just rolling through. So that was Saturday morning was a really great round for us, and really put us back in the hunt for a trophy.
Well, the only thing in the NCAA is that is almost disappointing is the fact that great performances from Mike Nevinger, from Steve Bozak, from Nashon Garrett were overshadowed by this legendary drive for four by Kyle. That's the only thing that people seem to forget is Steve Bozak wrestled just a fantastic tournament, taking third. And then Nashon, people really didn't give Nashon a lot of credit this year. He had a great record, and people didn't think he had wrestled anybody. Well, by the national championships, he showed that he deserved to get the accolades that we've been laying upon him throughout the year when he knocked off the returning two-time national champion. And we can't be more excited about Nashon because he's got 3 more years to improve upon that third place finish.
Actually being at Nationals, being in that place was just, I don't know, it was a very humbling experience for myself.
Quarterfinals, NCAA, mat number 3, straight double by Garrett. Inside trip by Garrett. 2 takedown for Garrett. He's going to the semifinals for Cornell. The number 3 seed goes down.
For the most part, it was all worth it. It was all worth it. You look back at all the hard work. You look back at all the running and the emotions of the mat room and the grind of being a wrestler, and it's all worth it.
I'd say that this year was pretty great and not something to be overlooked in the Cornell record books.
And then, of course, there's Kyle Dake.
Climb and just keep going, keep getting better, keep plugging away, and then when I finally got there, it was just like, you did it. Congratulations, nice job, all your hard work, everything that you've ever done, all of your life choices that you've made, all the sacrifices, everything that you've done, all the choices and everything is finally paying off, and just to feel that, it's like, it's almost impossible to describe, almost impossible.
Kyle Dake of Cornell becomes the first ever 4-time national champion. The third in the history of college wrestling. He did it at 4 different weight classes.